Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janaballabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Janaballabha Girivaradhari. Jasodanandana Brajana Ranjana. Jasodanandana Brajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande Hari Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Prabhajikacharya Stotra Sada His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Samavita Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Hari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naron Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayad Mudirahe Nasta Prayeshwa Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text number 46. The chapter is titled Contents of the Gita Summarized. Yavan artha udahapane sarvatah samplutodake tavan sarvesu vedesu brahmanasya vijanata. Yavan artha udahapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarvesu vedesu brahmanasya vijanata. Yavan artha udhapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanata.
Yavanartha udapane
Yavanartha udapane
samplutodake
sarvatah samplutodake
tavan sarveshu vedeshu
tavan sarveshu vedeshu
brahmanasya vijanatah
brahmanasya vijanatah.
Yavanartha udapani
Yavanartha udapane
sarvatah samplutodake
sarvatah samplutodake
tavan sarveshu vedeshu
tavan sarveshu vedeshu
brahmanasya vijanatah.
brahmanasya vijanatah. Yavanartha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarvesu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanata. Yavanartha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanata. Yavan, all that, artha is meant, udapane, in a well of water, sarvatah, in all respects, sampluta udake, in a great reservoir of water, tavan, similarly, sarveshu, in all, vedeshu, Vedic literatures, brahmanasya, of the man who knows the Supreme Brahman, vijanataha, who is in complete knowledge. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Please repeat. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purpose of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. Purport. The rituals and sacrifices mentioned in the Karma Kanda division of the Vedic literature are meant to encourage gradual development of self-realization. And the purpose of self-realization is clearly stated in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, 15.15. Does anybody know that verse, 15.15?
Sarvashachaham hridasannivishto
Mata smitikilanamapohanam cha Vedaischa sarvai aham eva vedyo Vedanta krit veda vedaham. Does anybody know the translation?
In everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. All the Vedas are to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedas, and I am the Lord of the Vedas.
Yeah. The purpose of studying the Vedas is to know Lord Krishna, the primeval cause of everything. So self-realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relationship with Him. The relationship of the living entities with Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 15.7. How about that? Jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manasastani indriyani prakritistani karshati.
The entity in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to the conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses which include the mind.
Yes, so the living entities are parts and parcels of Krishna. Therefore, revival of Krishna consciousness by the individual living entity is the highest perfection stage of Vedic knowledge. This is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 33rd chapter, 7th verse as follows. Aho bata swapacho tagaryan ya jivagre vartate namatubhyam te putapate juhu sasnu arya brahmanu chu namak rinantiyete. O my Lord, a person who is chanting your holy name, although born of a low family like that of a chandala, dog-eater, is situated on the highest platform of self-realization. Such a person must have performed all kinds of penances and sacrifices according to Vedic rituals and studied the Vedas and studied the Vedic literatures many, many times after taking his bath in all the holy places of pilgrimage. Such a person is considered to be the best of the Aryan family. Yeah. So one must be intelligent enough to understand the purpose of the Vedas without being attached to the rituals only, and must not desire to be elevated to the heavenly kingdoms for a better quality of sense gratification. It is not possible for the common man in this age to follow all the rules and regulations of the Vedic rituals, nor is it possible to study all of the Vedanta and the Upanishads thoroughly. It requires much time, energy, knowledge and resources to execute the purposes of the Vedas. This is hardly possible in this age. The base purpose of Vedic culture is served, however, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, as recommended by Lord Chaitanya, the deliverer of all fallen souls. When Lord Chaitanya was asked by a great Vedic scholar, Prakashananda Saraswati, why he, the Lord, was chanting the holy name of the Lord like a sentimentalist, instead of studying Vedanta philosophy, the Lord replied that his spiritual master had found him to be a great fool and thus asked him to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. He did so and became ecstatic like a madman. In this age of Kali, most of the population is foolish and not adequately educated to understand Vedanta philosophy. The base purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by inoffensively chanting the holy name of the Lord. Vedanta is the last word in Vedic wisdom, and the author and knower of the Vedanta philosophy is Lord Krishna. And the highest Vedantist is the great soul who takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord. That is the ultimate purpose of all Vedic mysticism. Humble request, please turn off your cell phones. Mine is also turned off. Okay. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitan Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shigara Sijita Padakamalam Shigurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sakalajata Sagana Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanto Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpataru Vayasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Gurutas Jayadvata Swami Nityanam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamne. Namaste Saraswati Deve Kauravani Prachaline Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Pashatate Shatarine. Hare Krishna. Yavan artha udapane sarvata sampluto dake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanataha. All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purpose of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. So it's a wonderful section of Bhagavad Gita. Just in this section before, we see one of the reasons in the first chapter and beginning of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna mentions 5 reasons why he does not want to fight the war. Right, in the first chapter he says, when Lord Krishna took the chariot right in the middle of the 2 armies, and he put the chariot so that Arjuna can see his grandfather, right in front of his grandfather and his spiritual master. And seeing them slowly, he says, I cannot fight this war. He leaves his Gandhiva bow besides. And 5 reasons in subsequent verses are mentioned why he does not want to fight the war. Right. One is compassion. Compassion on the material platform. Right. Compassion. Second is
Fear of sinful reaction.
fear of sinful reactions. Second is fear of sinful reactions. Third is
Destruction of family tradition.
destruction of family tradition, Varna Shankara. So many people will die, there won't be enough people to perform Pindadan. So family tradition will be lost. Fourth is he won't be able to enjoy.
That happiness of destruction.
Right, he won't be able to enjoy. And fifth is confusion, undecided.
Confusion.
Yeah, confusion. He does not know whether to fight or not to fight. And then we come to the second chapter. First of all, Lord Krishna is mentioning asochan anvasocotvam pragyavadam cha bhasase gatasum agatasum cha nanu sochanti pandita. How come to you this weakness has come and you are talking like a foolish person? This weakness has come of the heart. And then Lord Krishna starts repeating each and every of his arguments of not fighting the war. But nicely, that's why the second chapter is called Contents of the Gita Summarized. The entire 5 reasons, answers to that, is given in this chapter itself. And then we go to further expansion of Lord Krishna's answers from 3rd chapter to 18th chapter. Right. So we see here that it starts off with, first of all, describing Sankhya Yoga, analytical study that, you are talking about compassion, but they have already passed. You are having compassion for a man. If a man is drowning in an ocean, you are having compassion for the outer dress. You don't pull up the man with the outer dress by just pulling out his shirt. No. You have to pull him completely outside. So you are just grieving for his external body. You are not grieving for the soul within. So then he is explaining to Arjuna about the Sankhya Yoga that we are not this body. That's the ABC of Krishna consciousness is we are not this body, we are the soul. Right? And in subsequent verses he mentions that, right? Dehi no asmiyata dehe kamaram javanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhiratatana muyati. Right? No jayate mriyate vakadachina nayam bhutva pavitana bhuya ajo nitya saswatam purana nahanyate anyamane sarire. And so many verses he kind of goes over and over and mentions the analytical characteristics of the soul. We are grieving for the body, not the soul. Right. Then he starts from 11 to 30th verse, he explains about the Sankhya Yoga. From 31st verse to somewhere around, 39th verse, he explains about the second reason. That he says that he won't be able to enjoy. So he starts tackling that that you are talking about, you won't be able to enjoy. But if you will fight the war, and if you win, you will get a kingdom, unrivaled kingdom, right? And if you lose, also you'll go to heavenly planets. So Arjuna was thinking about lose situation, and Krishna said, no, it's a win-win situation. Either situation, whether you win or lose this war, it will be win for you. You will be able to enjoy. Right. And the third reason about the sinful reactions, right? And that's where this section comes of Bhagavad Gita, that immediately after that, Lord Krishna takes him to this third reason why he does not want to fight, the sinful reactions. And Lord Krishna takes him from Sakam Karma to Nishkam Karma Yoga. Right? That you perform your activities, you are entitled to your activities, to endeavor. But you are not entitled to the results of your activities. So just perform your activities. Right? In that way, if you perform, it's called, when we have this yoga ladder, the lowest rung of the ladder is karma kanda, sakam karma, right? You perform activities, but you expect fruity results, right? And the Vedas is completely filled with that. The Vedas is filled with that. There are, in Bhagavad Gita, there are how many verses? 700 verses, right? In Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses. In the Vedas, more than 100,000 verses. And 95% or more of the Vedas deal with how to make your life materially more prosperous. Either good health or good economic development. So it just deals with, that's why in 42nd verse we see Lord Krishna mentioning, men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. Men of small knowledge. He uses heavy words. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets. Resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Right? Before this, Lord Krishna mentions about these words, Vyavasatmika buddhi. Right? Vyavasatmika buddhi, eka kuru nandana, bahu sakha hiyanantasya, buddhayo avyavya shainam. Those who are on this path, right, on this path means on the path of bhakti, are resolute in purpose. Right, are resolute in purpose. And their aim is one, O beloved child of the Kurus. The intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Right. So he explains about those who are fixed in devotional service. And then he explains about those who are not fixed, who are performing these ritualistic activities outlined in the Vedas. They are not fixed. Their intelligence is many-branched, right? Because they want fruitive activities by using this text or that text or that text, all based on Vedas, but fruitive activities, right? And then comes the 44th verse, where it says that, Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam, yatinam, Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam, taya aparita chetasam, vyavasatmika buddhi, samaudhavana vidyate. in the minds of those who are attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. All right. Those who are attached to sense gratification, opulence, Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam, right? The resolute determination does not take place. So, one needs to be completely fixed in devotional service. Right? One needs to be completely fixed in devotional service. In fact, the words of Vyasatmika Buddhi, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that when he read the translation of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that how one should be fixed in the instructions of one's spiritual master, whether it is day or night. It should not be bothered. Be completely fixed in the instructions of the spiritual master. Right. That completely changed, moved him. And he completely, we see how Srila Prabhupada, we were just few weeks back, beginning of November, we were in New York, going to all the pilgrimage sites. For pilgrimage site, we go to Vrindavan, Mayapur. But right in New York, there are so many pilgrimage sites where Srila Prabhupada went, all the places where he stayed. And he struggled to give us all Krishna consciousness. He struggled. And one of the places where we went, after, many of you know his past, from Lilamrita, we know that Srila Prabhupada came to Boston, right, in 1965, at the age of 69, right. Many of us take retirement at that age and say, now I'm getting my social security, this, that. I can be just worried about myself and my family, right? Srila Prabhupada didn't think about it like that. He gave up his family life, right? He gave up his family life. And he was staying right in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan he was staying at Radha Damodar temple. Right from his room, he could see the Bhajan Kutir and Samadhi of Rupa Goswami. Right from his kitchen, he could see the place where the 6 Goswamis every night will come to meet and converse about Krishna consciousness. They had already left the planet. But they will still come at that particular place underneath a tree, and that place is still there right next to the Bhajan Kutir of Rupa Goswami. And he could see that. Srila Prabhupada could see that 6 Goswamis are coming and conversing about Krishna consciousness. And that place, thinking about leaving that place and coming to New York, just to fulfill the instruction of his spiritual master that preached to the West. Right? That is full-fledged determination. And coming at a place where we see that he came to US, $8, cargo ship, 3 heart attacks while coming. But with firm determination that I can see temples, I can see people, only time is separating me from them. And whatever the Lord desires, if He wants to take me at this time, fine. Otherwise, He has given me the name Bhakti Vedanta. so far, the purpose of that name is not fulfilled, but I am a puppet in their hands, whatever the Lord wants. And he comes and goes to Butler, Pennsylvania, and from there he comes to New York, greeted by this Dr. Mishra, right? Initially, he gave him a place on the 14th floor of a penthouse in New York, on 72nd Street. We went to see that. No, we could see that. A nice place. But there he would often argue with Dr. Mishra because he was teaching Hatha Yoga. And Srila Prabhupada was fixed in Bhakti Yoga. Right. So then Dr. Mishra gave him a place on 172nd Street. Right. Where he moved him there. In that particular place, there was no window. In the room which he got, there was no window, first of all. Then there was no bathroom. There was only a sink where he could wash his hands and go. He cannot take a shower. There was no shower, basically. And no kitchen. And from there, every day for almost 3 to 4 months, he will walk to this penthouse place to take shower, to cook his meals, so that he can offer it to his Lord. And that walk itself was 45 minutes walk. It was not like 5 minutes walk. Okay, yeah. We tell somebody here 45 minutes walk. Okay, can I get my temple van or temple car, or somebody can give me a ride? No, every day Srila Prabhupada will walk. Right, every day Srila Prabhupada will walk. Even in winter. Firm determination. That's called firm determination. Resolute in this path to follow the mission of a spiritual master. While if somebody is attached to the Vedas, it's many branched, right? Many branched. It can be, getting this fruitive activity, that fruitive activity. It can increase his longevity of the life by following certain medical practices, Ayurveda, or Hatha Yoga, Pranayam, right? So all those kind of things are mentioned in the Vedas. But and coming back to these words, Lord mentions all purposes served by a small well can be served by a reservoir of water. Udapane means small, different. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains that there, in India, in ancient times, there are many wells for different purposes. So a well for drinking water, a well for cleaning your clothes, a well for different things. But all those different activities can be accomplished if you are at a shore of water, like a lake, right? Or a pond. You see many people will just at the pond will accomplish all those activities. Sampru Todake, right? Reservoir of water. Similarly, the purpose of these Vedas is to know the compiler of the Vedas. The purpose of the Vedas is to know the compiler of the Vedas, which is the Supreme Lord. Vedescha sarvai aham eva vedayo. The purpose of the Vedas is to know the Supreme Lord. So why not follow the process which the Lord gives us? Why you want to go step by step? Oh, Sakam Karma, Niskam Karma, Jnana, Ashtanga, and then go to Bhakti. Just take this direct elevator of Bhakti Yoga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it very easy in this age. Chant the holy name of the Lord. To Prakashananda Saraswati, great Vedic scholar, is mentioning about, oh, why are you becoming sentimentalist? And just chanting, though you are a sannyasi, you are supposed to learn all these Vedas. Why are you just wasting your time in chanting this holy name of the Lord? But in chanting the holy name of the Lord, that's the Yuga Dharma of this age, everything is included. Right? One who has implicit faith, Yasya Devet Tata Guru, Tashyati Katati Artha, what is that? Yasya Devet Tata Guru, Tashyati, Prakasante. No, we are missing the second line, Prakasante. Bhakti, Yata Deve Tata Guru, Tashyati Katita Yarta Prakasante Mahatmana. Right? One who has implicit faith in the Lord and the spiritual master, to him automatically the purport of all the Vedic literatures are revealed to him. Right? He does not have to spend externally time to, now let me go to these 100,000 verses of Vedas. But if he has implicit faith in the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord, and chanting the holy name of the Lord brings one to that stage. Right? Pull in offenseless chanting, where we come in the holy name itself, Tan Nama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu. The name, in that name itself, the form of the Lord is included, the qualities of the Lord is included, right? Tan Nama Rupa, the form, Charitadi, the qualities of the Lord is included. Everything is included right in the name. Right in the name. Everything is included. Right? So, just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, our mirror of our heart get cleansed. Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Right? And we have the 7 benefits which we get just by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Right? What we want to know from the Vedas automatically is revealed by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Ultimately, we want to know our real position. It is revealed by chanting the holy name of the Lord that we are Nitya Krishna Das. Right? So, Nitya Krishna Das means we have forgotten our position, that we are the soul, and we are identifying ourselves with the body, and we are situated on the bodily platform, involved in sense gratification, and performing this sakam karma, fruitive activities. But if we understand that we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, then with all our senses we will just serve the Supreme Lord. With all our senses we will just serve the Supreme Lord. And then this mission, we get this human form of life. After so many births we get this rare opportunity to get this human form of life. Right? Savai pumsha paro dharmo yato bhakti adhok saje. Ahaituki apratiyata yayatma suprasiditi. The mission of this human life, right, is the supreme occupation of this human life is to understand that how I can get to perform this ahaituki apratiyata, uninterrupted, unmotivated devotional service to the Supreme Lord. right? That we get, and that Brahmanasya Bijanataha. So instead of going to all these different Vedic sources, we'll approach the Supreme Lord and His representative, who knows. Instead of going to these different Vedic literatures, who will know the supreme truth. Bijanata means he has that knowledge, supreme knowledge. He has the knowledge of the Lord. Right? We see this example of the cobbler and the Brahmana. Right? The cobbler knew the science of the Lord. He had firm conviction. When Narad Muni mentioned that, the Lord is passing an elephant through a needle of through the eye of a needle, the Brahmanas kind of mocked that, that's not possible. But the cobbler said, why is it not possible? I am sitting underneath this banyan tree, and I see these seeds of banyan tree, so many seeds of banyan tree, and each and every seed, there is this entire banyan tree embedded in that seed. If that is possible for the Supreme Lord, why is it impossible for the Supreme Lord to pass an elephant through the eye of a needle? So he had a firm conviction. So we don't need to become scholars and go after understanding, that ultimately there is no Lord. Lord is present everywhere. Okay. On a Brahman platform, that may be good. The Jnanis come to that ultimate conclusion. Ultimate conclusion of the Jnanis is Brahman realization. Lord is present everywhere. But that's not all in all. Beyond that, there is Paramatma realization. Beyond that is Bhagavan realization. Right. For the Jnani, it takes Bahunam Janmananante, Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. After many births, he comes to that realization that where all these results, Mother Arpanam is happening, which I am by mental speculation thinking that, not this, ultimately it's going everywhere because Lord is present everywhere. It is being offered to Vasudeva. Vasudevam Sarvamiti. After many births, he comes to that realization. Ashtanga Yogi, for thousands of years, they meditate. But first of all, to come to that ultimate stage, their first requirement is Yam Niyam, is you become a celibate, right? You go to a secluded place and you perform this meditation. 99 or 100% of people will fall down in that step itself. Right? Arjuna mentioned, I can control the wind by Gandhiva, but to control the mind is impossible. Lord Krishna did not say that, no, you are a fool. No, he said, yeah, you are right. But abhyas yogena kaunteya. By regular practice, it will be possible to control the mind. By regular practice. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes it more simpler. To control the mind, to control the mind is have this mantra. And in this age, he gave this Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Fix your mind in the sound vibration which comes from that holy name. Right. The sound vibration which comes from the holy name. Fix your mind in that so that your mind does not get distracted here or there. Right. In that way, we will be able to focus our mind, and ultimately the yogis, after thousands of years, when they come to this Paramatma realization, they find that, Lord is present right within their heart. A bhakti yogi, by Shravanam, Kirtanam, now the bhakti process, will understand the Supreme Lord, Bhagwan realization. There are three phases of understanding Lord. Vadanti tat tattva vidat tattvam yat jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwaneti sabdyate. Lord is realized as all pervasive aspect, Brahman realization by the Jnanis, localized aspect, Paramatma realization by the Ashtanga yogis, and Bhagwan aspect by the Bhakti yogis. Right. So this process which has been established, Srila Prabhupada, after giving so much endeavor, putting so much endeavor in this, giving us the simpler form of following Mahaprabhu's mission, even after us coming in this Western world to earn higher degrees, higher bhoga and aishwarya, right? Ultimately, it's mentioned bhoga aishwarya. We all came for bhoga and aishwarya, right? We didn't come here for, okay, let me go to a ISKCON temple and become a pure devotee of the Lord. No. We came for bhoga and aishwarya. Let's face that. But somehow or other, we were pulled, brought to this causeless mercy flowing of Mahaprabhu, established by Srila Prabhupada in different places all around the world, to practice this process of bhakti, which is very, very rare. The process of bhakti, which is very, very rare. Right? And ultimately we will see in Bhagavad Gita, at the end of the 6th chapter, Lord Krishna mentions that, okay, I have explained Karma Yoga, I have explained Jnana Yoga, I have explained Ashtanga Yoga, but yoginam api sarvesham madagata antaratmanam saddhavan bhajate yomam samayukta tamamata. Of all the yogis which I have explained, that yogi which always thinks of me within him, right, is the topmost. Bhakti yogi is the topmost. And then we see from 7th chapter to 12th chapter, he elaborates on Bhakti Yoga. He elaborates on Bhakti Yoga. So, so let's take to this process of Bhakti Yoga, especially in the coming age of coming months, where Mokshada Ekadasi is coming right around the corner, December 1st. And December marathon starting right there from December 1st. In fact, special concession is given that, okay, you can start from Bhadra Purnima, which already went by in September, all the way to beginning of January, right? Where we have gotten this somehow or other by the mercy of the Lord, let me also distribute this mercy to others. Right? Bharat bhumite hoile manusya janmasar manusya sarthak kari paropakar. Right? Not only for ourselves, but let me distribute this mercy to as many people as possible. So I will end here and open up for questions if we have time.
So we can have questions.
We have time, right? Yeah. Hare Krishna.
The limited understanding, just curious to know why Vedas don't refer to the Lord directly.
Very good. The Vedas does not directly reveal the Lord, because first of all, as we saw in the words, the flowery language of the Vedas, right? The flowery language of the Vedas. It reveals to those who go deeper into the Vedas to understand where it is coming from. because those who are going to the Vedas is going to get something cheap. Dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Right? How I can increase my economic development, how I can increase my sense enjoyment, how I can perform some religious activities based on the rituals subscribed in the Vedas, and how I can get liberation. That's what the Vedas deal with. Bhagavatam rejects it in the initial verses itself. This is kaitaba dharma, cheating dharma, kaitaba. Come above that. Right. So, it is revealed just like in the 15th verse of Bhagavad Gita, which says, Vedesha sarvai aham eva vedyo, Vedanta krit, Vedavid eva aham. That I am the creator of the Vedas, and through Vedas I have to be known. Right. But when you are absorbed in sense gratification, Bhogaishwarya, it will be very difficult for one to know. And that's why Vedas does not directly reveal the Lord, but at places that are there where Pancham Veda, the Puranas is considered as Pancham Veda. We just know about the 4 Vedas because we just want to get subscription for sense gratification or for making our life prosperous. But the Pancham Veda, and of that Pancham Veda which is the Puranas, the topmost Purana being the Srimad Bhagavatam, it talks about the Supreme Lord, left and right, from the beginning verse to the last verse of Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses. So there in the Pancham Veda, the Puranas, it talks in length just about the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Is that okay, Kagena Prabhu? Hare Krishna. There used to be debate about these Vedas, and I remember when I was at Jew temple years back, there will be 2 parties about these Vedas, and one party of brahmacharis will be talking about Vedas and one party will be talking about Puranas. And that's where they will link that ultimately Puranas are Pancham Veda. Ultimately, the chanting of the holy name, Mahaprabhu proved to all the sannyasis who were present in Varanasi. There is a topmost form. That initially he came as out of his humility, he said, I am just a fool. My spiritual master gave me this process to follow. But ultimately, through that chanting of the holy name, he converted all those Mayavadi sannyasis into bhakti yogis. Right. Which is the topmost form. Mahaprabhu goes to South India, and there was an illiterate Brahmana, right, who was holding Bhagavad Gita upside down, but tears were rolling from his eyes. So Mahaprabhu said, how come tears are rolling in from your eyes? And Brahmana said, I am illiterate, I cannot read, but when I see that the Supreme Lord is riding a chariot, becoming a chariot driver for his devotee, tears started rolling from his eyes. Mahaprabhu mentioned that you have understood the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Right? That's the essence of Bhagavad Gita. To know the Supreme Lord. Right? To know the Supreme Lord. And have firm conviction of the Supreme Lord. Is that okay? Kagena Prabhu? Okay. Anybody else? Ramchandra Prabhu?
Srila Prabhupada's example about determination. I would like to know how you came to Krishna consciousness and how you maintained your determination to continue practicing.
How I came to Krishna consciousness. Yeah, it's a long story. But to make it short, I came through prasadam. When I was a teenager, I will go to sport in the waters of the beaches of Juhu with my cousins who were staying in Vilapala. And one of the cousins said, oh, there's a ISKCON temple nearby. This was 75, 76 time frame. There's a ISKCON temple nearby and they have these nice rasgullas and samosa. So I attribute that was the beginning. That I went to the temple, I took darshan of the deities. I can vaguely remember that there was a lecture going on and I was respectfully trying to avoid to come in front of the speaker. And somebody, one of the speaker commented, see, this is a respect which should be given. Because from that beginning, ultimately, when I came to US in 1986, my uncle took me to Washington. On Janmashtami Day, he took me to the ISKCON temple, Potomac temple. I had a chanting mala of my grandfather, which I was chanting. And in 89, doing my PhD and at the same time working in a motel, I said, oh, if there was a ISKCON temple in India, there should be something like that even here. And I inquired and came to Janmashtami 1989 at Tobacco. And after that, I did not stop. So that's why I give so much focus on Govindas. People say, oh, why, being a president, you are there most of the time in Govindas. Because scriptures, people may say, oh, I have so many books, this, that. Govindas, from any faith, people will come and take prasadam. And Srila Prabhupada made this available, prasadam. That we are a kitchen religion, that prasadam should be there. Whoever comes to our temple, prasadam should be there. But that's, when this process is sublime, that this process is sublime. And we go through our ups and downs of Krishna consciousness because we are in a conditioned state. Whenever we commit aparadhs, somehow we are sidetracked from Krishna consciousness. And we could see that something is wrong with my consciousness. The whole world has, conditioning, has the nature of always pointing fingers like that. Not understanding that while pointing fingers like that, 4 fingers they are pointing towards themselves. So, went to different things and ultimately, different responsibilities were given and that's where I am. Still practicing Bhakti Yoga. Still a student, not mastered it, still a student practicing Vaidhi Bhakti. Is that okay, Ramchandra? Hare Krishna. Any other questions?
No more questions? Okay, let's thank Madhupati Prabhu. That's a wonderful, very powerful class today.